On a scale of 1 to 10, who would describe themselves as above a 7 at performing oral sex? See some hands. Okay, about 15% of you. Not bad. Not bad. On February 2nd of 2007, I was 21 years old, and I would have described myself as a 7, maybe an 8 on a good day. On February 4th, I would have described myself as a negative 40. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened on February 3rd, shall we? Yeah. My friend, we'll call him Jay to preserve his dignity, and I arrived at a community theater in Kansas City, Missouri, where they had converted their rehearsal, thank you, space into a lovely sort of conference room. We were immediately greeted by the instructor, Lisa. Lisa is a kind-looking woman in her 40s who has a degree in anatomy and a master's degree in counseling, though that is not what made her qualified to teach this particular course. In Lisa's words, this is my Lisa, just so everyone knows. From here on out, this is Lisa. Hi, I'm Lisa. I have a background in sexual counseling, but more importantly, for this course, I'm a lesbian, and I've been engaging in oral sex with women since 1982. Quick aside, I also teach public speaking. That is, to date, the best attention-getting device I have ever heard. Lisa went on to explain that this is a safe space where I'm going to teach you what high school left out. How to actually please your partner. And I want everyone to relax. And welcome to my sex workshop, where I am finally going to teach men how to perform oral. Now is the point I get to tell you about the materials for the course. In front of me is a packet with a picture of a vagina with all the parts labeled. Several of them were a surprise. Second, a pencil, presumably for taking notes. And third, a plastic vagina, facing me like a cell phone at Verizon, just right there to understand. Lisa then asked the class, how many of you, on a scale of 1 to 10, would describe yourselves as above a 7 at performing oral? This guy's hand shot up. She said, yes, Kevin, please stand. Could you please tell the class the difference between the clit and the hood? I sat the fuck back down. Lisa then asked me why I was there, which is a damn good question. 3 weeks previous, my friend Jay took me to a bar where we were having drinks, and he revealed something very personal. He leaned in while I was mid-gulp of Miller Lite and said, I'm bad at oral. I choked and looked at him like he insulted my family. I don't know why. I don't know why. I snapped back into friend mode and said, what you say, I guess. What the fuck are you talking about, Jay? He goes on to explain that according to his fiance, he uses too much teeth and not enough tongue. Oh. Yeah, which to her defense sounds awful. This feisty little problem solver didn't just tell him, she presented him with 2 tickets to an oral sex workshop taught by a lesbian. I said, Jay, this is great. I love this woman even more. She's not only is she willing to communicate with you, but you two are, this is gonna be hot. And he goes, oh, she's not going. And then he smiled, just like this. And Lisa said to the class, does anyone know the most important thing about performing oral on a partner? And my hand shot up. Yes, getting drunk first. And she responded as well as anyone possibly could. She said, "You know, Kevin, young women usually fake orgasms." But you probably already knew that too, didn't you? She had my respect, but now she had my fear. 15 minutes into the seminar, I named my fake pussy Paige because we were encouraged to get close to them. There was giggling. An hour in was all about anatomy, and then a 15-minute break. And I have nothing to say about that hour except this. To all of the public schools I attended, as well as the show Sex and the City, you failed me. 10 minutes more anatomy, 10 minutes less shoes, would that have hurt anyone? The next 2.5 hours were about the three secrets: technique, pressure, and listening. Technique is the logistics, north, south, east, west, and what she called circular variations. It's a pro tip. It's a pro tip. Here is what Lisa had to say about pressure. It's like rushing the quarterback, Kevin. You gotta vary it up. Did she just fucking use a sports metaphor? I'm in love with you, Lisa! I'm in love with you! But the memory and the lesson seared into my brain was when she talked about the fact that there is no one technique. There is not five. There is no one pressure setting. There is not five. There is only your ability to feel, listen, interpret what your partner is saying. That beautiful, unspoken connection of that a woman's body is like a safe, and the closer you get and the better you pay attention, the easier she is to open. And people started asking questions. And I said, "But how do I know if I'm using enough pressure?" And she said, "Your ears, Chuck. You use your ears. Slower, sure, maybe. Listen. Faster, absolutely. Harder, definitely. Teeth, no, Jay. Still not okay." But you know what? Use your ears. Use your ears. And then she invited her partner in after 13 beautiful years. And she said, "Now, gentlemen, a demonstration." And Lisa undressed. I assume this wasn't in the brochure, because there would have been a lot more than 7 people in there. High-five me. I entered the class reluctantly. I exited the class reluctantly. And I'm too much of a gentleman to articulate details, but I'll say this: her partner showed me the screaming value of listening. And I left that class with a much-needed lesson in listening to my partner. Thank you all very much. This was great.